All right, we got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Nixilis, come on down. And then we get an unlucky witness. Nice, we get a Vivian. And now we unleash the fury that is Nixilis and the Woe Eater combo, allowing us to ult the Nixilis very first turn if we so choose to do so. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a very sad day here on the channel because I have stooped so very low and I am now scraping the bottom of the barrel, jumping all over the bandwagon. And we, of course, are talking about Nixilis. I am playing an Nixilis deck here today, but don't worry. I know you've seen probably a ton of these videos with Nixilis, but we are not going to be doing the absolute degenerate things people have been doing with the Asika's Chariot combos and whatnot. Today, we're only going to be kind of degenerate. We are going to be playing it to enhance our JUND sacrifice list. This deck is an absolute value train, and it's a lot of fun to play. But before I dive into that, if you guys are new here and you find any value in today's video, if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, it is a free way to help support the channel. With that being said, let's talk about it because there are some new cards in here and this thing is sweet. So what are we doing today? We're focusing on sacrifice. With any good sacrifice deck, we're trying to, deadly dispute stuff, draw a lot of cards, cycle through our deck quickly, and maybe do some, ping damage along the way. 1 damage here or there, and ultimately outvalue you until you're dead. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. It's very simple. We've got some new 1-drops, though. This card right here, Unlucky Witness, is pretty fire, honestly, as a 1-drop. This is a really cool replacement card for either a Ghast or an Eye Twitch, depending on what you prefer. I'm trying it out today because it's a new card, but basically, instead of the Ghast getting you the treasure or the -1 or the Eye Twitch going to your sideboard, this card actually, when it dies, you can sacrifice it, it dies, and then it also gives you access to 2 cards that you can play up till your following turn on your end step. You get to pick one of the 2 cards to play. So that's kind of cool. So it gives you a little bit of card draw advantage as opposed to the Ghast giving you ramp and the Eye Twitch letting you go to a sideboard with a limited card set. You can actually draw cards from your actual deck, which is pretty sweet. So it's a little bit of extra value when we deadly dispute that later down the road. We've also got the Warlock class because we're going to be sacrificing a ton of creatures. We want to make sure we're dealing a little bit of damage over time. Plus, if we ultimate this on the level 3, that's how we're going to win most of our games. We've also got Jadar. I think Jadar is going to be fantastic when you talk about things like Nixilis, because this is going to spit out a 2/2 zombie that Nixilis can then sacrifice and become a 2 loyalty which is pretty cool. And then it regenerates its 2/2, which is so fantastic, especially when you're talking about dealing damage every single turn with the Warlock class. And we also got the Meat Hook Massacre, so that's also going to be stacking as well. So Jadar is probably one of the best cards in this deck as far as what it can do for the deck's purposes. You know what I'm saying? And then we've got Morbid Opportunist, which is going to draw us a card every time something dies, which goes really well with the sacrificing, especially when comes down and, sacrifices let's say a 2/2, and Morbid Opportunist just happens to draw us a card because of it. So there's going to be a lot of passive value over time of drawing cards, gaining life, dealing damage, just from sacrificing your own cards and doing things like that. We are also going to give Riveteer's Charm a try. This is a instant speed charm that does one of 3 things. The one that we're going to be focusing mostly on is making our opponent sacrifice their highest converted mana cost permanent, essentially. Planeswalker or creature, that is. And so it's basically a soul shatter. On top of that, though, we can draw cards with this thing and play, 3 cards from exile for, up to your following turn, which is pretty cool. And if our opponent's trying to do some reanimator stuff, we just so happen to have exile target player's graveyard, which is pretty sweet. We've got 1 Aghadeem's Awakening because we have a 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop, and yeah, it can win you a game. Believe me, this card can win you a game. Speaking of our 4-drop, we have Woe Eater. If you guys don't know, I'm trying to make this card popular. I'm trying to make this thing pop because I think it's super cool. It's a 7/6 4-drop, and whenever it sacrifices, you can gain 2 life, draw a card, and your opponent discards a card, which is sweet. But there's a big downside to this card that at the beginning of your upkeep, you have to sacrifice a creature, period. Which means you do need to have some creatures down in order to sacrifice to keep it on the field. But if you get this thing down, let's just do a quick hypothetical. Let's get down to 7/6. Nixilis sacrifice the Woe Eater, you can immediately alt the copy of your Ob Nixilis, and you're going to draw a card. Opponent discards card. You gain 2 life. That value right there, need I say more? Another way we can mess around with the Woe Eater is with the Incinerator. This card right here kind of does something pretty similar as far as how much value you can get out of that card. So this comes down as a 6/6 flyer, and at the beginning of your end step, you can sacrifice another creature. That creature's power you can then point to any target on the field, including your opponent's face, and then you generate 3 treasures. So if you sacrifice a Woe Eater, again, draw a card, discard a card, 2 life, and 7 to their face, and you get 3 treasures. You can start to see how this stuff can get a little out of hand. And of course, we got 2 Vivians in here. I'm sure you guys saw this card while I was talking about the deck. Why is this card in here? Because the +2 allows you to sacrifice a creature, gaining value there. And when you do sacrifice a creature, let's say you sacrifice your 1/1, you can then go up to your Jadar for free, and you get the effects of the Unlucky Witness, so on and so forth. So this sacrifice ability is actually pretty sweet. If you have no creatures on the field and you want to mill 5 cards to get some creatures into your hand, that also works really well with the deck. And if you want to create a 4/4 warrior, that's cool too, because you can sack that later to then get out an Unlucky Witness. So very cool synergies with the deck. I thought Vivian fit pretty well in the deck, and it was a lot of fun to play. So this video is going to be very long. The games were very grindy. So enjoy though. Have some fun. Enjoy the gameplay footage. We'll meet back here at the end for some final thoughts. We'll see you guys there. Peace. All right, we've got ourselves a really cool JUND sacrifice list for you guys today. This one's going to be a blast. It's kind of reminiscent of it's like a mixture between my old Abzan sacrifice list with Kaya, and then it kind of meets my Grixis ping for 1 damage type of a deck. It's a really interesting mix of cards, but we get to go first. I like this hand because we got the Warlock class right away, but would like to see another land come down, maybe a red source just to be sure. Unlucky Witness is a pretty cool new card that we can definitely get some advantage out of. But yeah, we're ultimately trying to sacrifice a bunch of things, maybe deal some damage along the way, kind of control the field. But yeah, man, we got some really cool cards. I'm really excited to try out. Vivian is one of those cards, and yeah, let's get it going, man. Our first game with, not first game, but our first deck with Ob Nixilis. I wanted to try to make something a little different. So we got Ob Nixilis in this deck. Obviously, super powerful card. Pretty broken. Might get banned, to be honest. But we're not gonna be playing it with the Asika's Chariot and doing all that nonsense today. Doing a little bit more of a fair way, but Shigeki. I'm gonna go for Unlucky Witness and maybe just hold open Deadly Dispute, or no, let's go Jadar. Let's go Jadar and Unlucky Witness. That way we can get the Ob down next turn, and it'll have 2 loyalty thanks to the, you know, thanks to the zombie token. Shigeki is gonna ramp them up though, which doesn't feel great. Excuse me and my allergies. Yeah, we've got a very strange list. This is definitely a lot of new stuff, so people are probably going to be reading my cards quite a bit today, trying to figure out what the heck it is we're trying to do. I don't blame them. By the way, if you couldn't tell, the ranks just reset. We literally were in the middle of Mythic Games, and then it reset, and I'm like, great, we got to kind of start over this video. But yeah, it is Saturday, so ranks did... Oh, gosh, that's actually kind of annoying. I really needed Jadar there to get us some more value, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm definitely going to Ob here. I think getting the Ob down early and fast is key to stressing our opponent's gameplay out. Like, they just gotta, you know, they're going to be struggling on what to do as far as, like, taking damage or not. Or discarding cards. So the longer we can keep this kind of train up, Ob Nixilis just plussing 1 over and over and over, especially when there's 2 on the field. Not a fun way to play Magic. So they're gonna need to figure out how to deal with that. They've got 3 mana on the field. They're clearly running Blood on the Snow. At some point that could be relevant, but right now, not so much. Warlock class pinging them for damage. Just doing the thing, man. Just doing the thing. We have we need one more green source in order to get Vivian down. I'm sure the Deadly Dispute will be the answer to that problem, but will Shigeki finally attack or tap? I'm surprised it hasn't already, but no, they don't. Kind of strange. Let's do this first. Let's gain a bit of life here off this devil, because I am going to sacrifice the devil here to the Deadly Dispute. I would sacrifice the witness, but I don't think I'm going to have enough mana to do everything I want to do this turn. So let's just go ahead and sacrifice the devil. But I do need to sacrifice it because I need to find myself some land here off the top of our deck. Two turns with two Ob Nixilis is a lot of value that the opponent's not going to be able to come back from very easily. So, all right, let's go ahead and dig some stuff up here with the Warlock class. What are we going to find off the top here? What do we want to see? Interesting. I guess this is probably our best card, right? I mean, the Riveteer's Charm is pretty cool, but I think Deadly Dispute's the strongest card there in that bunch. We have a Meat Hook Massacre, which will definitely accelerate the process of dealing damage to them. They are at 13 and we are at 26. So we're doing a really good job of spreading that distance between us. With Warlock class being out there, I mean, it's really hard to survive when you're just taking that damage over and over again. But they return it to their hand so they can put an extra land in the field. I wonder if they have another land in hand, though. They do. Okay. So Druid class is going to help get them back, though. All these lands are going to gain them life, which is pretty cool. But they can't replay Shigeki. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate for them. Fortunate for us, though. All right, let's plus these obs up here. Deadly Dispute on the Witness seems like a fun idea, but oh no. Maybe I want to play Vivian here. Yeah, I think I want to play Vivian here. It's a little bit more of a greedy play to play Vivian, but it is a new card. I don't think I can help myself. I think I want to get that into the field. What about Blood on a Snow, though? That's a good question, huh? That is a very good question. What about Blood on the Snow? I think I'm going to play around that. So instead, I'm going to go ahead and play the Meat Hook Massacre for 0. And we'll hold the Deadly Dispute for our Unlucky Witness. All right, that'll have to do for now. Because you know the Blood on the Snow is going to come down. It's going to hit all the Ob Nixilis as well. And Vivian, if it would have been on the field, would have been pretty tragic, honestly, if that got all of those. So can't let that happen. And they get back a Ren in 7 though. That's so crazy. Okay. I mean, the value's there. They're getting a ton of value. Oh, they don't have it. Wow. Okay. I didn't expect that. Thought for sure they'd have it. Wow, they're going for more lands. Not what I expected. I don't know what they're thinking right now. I can't tell. Cannot tell what they're thinking. All right, let's get some cards. Another wizard class does seem interesting. All right, we get our land. Wizard class, and then maybe just Vivian, or do we want to... I do think we play this, for sure. And then we can double the damage. We could double the damage of the Ob Nixilis' effects, and they might not know. I'm gonna try it. All right, we're gonna ultimate, you know, level 3 the Warlock class. Then we're gonna Ob So now it's almost like they're going to be forced to make the discards here, because if they take the 2 damage and then another 2 over here, they're going to take a total of 8 damage. So they can't do that. There's no chance.
Your punishment is my entertainment.
We're playing the slow game, but got to do what we got to do. With a completed Warlock class on the field, I don't think there's too much our opponent can really even do, though, to save face here, because, I mean, it's just going to take 1 or 2 sacrifices from my creatures, and which is an inevitable thing that they can't stop, and they're going to take way too much damage. So that seemed like a not the play, but of course they get 3 lands off the top. So maybe it was the play. It's a lot of life gain. It's a lot of life gain. Woe Eater, okay. I got game here. Wait, do I have a land? I don't have a land. No, I almost had game. Okay, well. Because what I could have done here is I could have played the Woe Eater, and then I could have Nixilis the Woe Eater for 7, and then could have alted. And then the alt would have done 14 damage thanks to this. And the Meat Hook and the Warlock classes, it all would have added up to enough damage. But I'm short by 1 land. Short by 1 land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, let's get the Vivian in. I'm gonna create the Rhino. I could mill out my deck here a little bit and try to get some more creatures into my hand, but my hand's looking pretty sweet as it is. Deadly Dispute, Unlucky Witness, that can refill our hand pretty well too. The Woe Eater plus Deadly Dispute. I'm telling you, I feel so comfortable right now that we're gonna win this game. We're in just such a great spot, but obviously Blood on the Snow on Planeswalkers would be insane, but we do have blocks for the Ren 7 token. Oh, okay. That's not good. Okay. I guess that's not terrible, though. That's a lot of lands, though. How do they keep hitting 3 lands every time with that plus? Every time I've ever played Ren 7, that's never been the case. It doesn't really matter if they can't kill the 7 loyalty Ob Nixilis. And they're tapped out, but they do have 2 more lands they can play, I believe. All right, they're at 16. We can deal 14 damage with the Ob alone. Well, they have something they can still play, which feels uncomfortable. I just need to be able to sacrifice, and I'm good to go. Okay, cool. This should work fine. Start off with the Woe Eater. What is this priority hold they have here, man? It's making me nervous. Deadly Dispute the Woe Eater, which is going to cause damage with the Meat Hook, as well as the Warlock class. 2 damage to be precise. And then we alt. And we got ourselves a victory. But that's barring they don't gain any life. And there's a small, slim chance that that might happen. We'll see. Let's find out.
Willing or not, you'll pay my price.
Vivian creates the 4/4, and we play this as a... Oh, we can't play this land. We already played a land. All right. I guess we play this then, which is then going to add an additional damage because of the creature dying. The Woe Eater dying is what causes us to win the game here because it deals 1 damage from each warlock class. And then it doubles all the damage they took for the turn. So it's kind of a pretty big stack of damage here. GG's, my friend. Unless they have 2 mana, like gain 4 life or something weird like that. But I doubt it. I do doubt it. GG's. Nice. We got him. We got him with a healthy 28 life total and a Vivian on board. So pretty solid game. Good start. Man, I really like where JUND is at right now. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's in a lot more of a fair position than it used to be back in the old Cat Oven days. I used to despise JUND, but now I'm a bit of a fan here. I am quite a fan. This opening hand is good enough. We got the Warlock class early, so a little bit of card selection and value is always good early on. Got both of our Riveteer's charms, which we can get creative with hopefully and do some stuff. This right here is going to just... Okay, got it. Let's draw some cards. Which card do we want? Unlucky Witness. No brainer. Unlucky Witness paired with Morbid Opportunist and Nixilis. These 3 combo out is pretty high value, I gotta say.
I won't let Kamigawa fail.
All right.
I've got all kinds of connections.
I kind of want a Riveteer charm on their upkeep here. I think that's the play. Something's going on with my game's audio, I can tell. I might have to reset magic after this game. It's like going in and out. All right, so they're just left with a 1/1 that can't be blocked, and then they get a 2/2 menace. I'm not too scared of any of this. If I can find a Meat Hook Massacre off the top, that would be the most ideal.
I'll be taking that down.
You take care of one Kaido, another one pops up, so that's cool. And if I play this, I can't play my Riveteer charm. So I might have to just do the same thing I just did last turn. Just put the stop here. Hit him with one of these. I don't like it, but I mean, it's the best way to deal with Kaido, and we really got to stop that card value that they're reoccurring over time. If they play a 3rd Kaido here, I'm going to be really upset. Really looking for that Meat Hook, though. Meat Hook will be the absolute nuts against this opponent. Don't like that, especially with an Awakening in our hand. All right, they're just off to too fast of a start, I think, but I'm gonna give it my best shot here. Nixilis will help a lot, especially if we sacrifice the Witness. Might have to take a hit here though, and there goes Nixilis. Unbelievable. Revealing Eye of all things, huh? Hey, we get a Deadly Dispute. It's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. All right, let's do it. I know that was probably our better Deadly Dispute target there, but we do get a card with Morbid, and it draws us to 2 cards. Nice, and it's the Meat Hook we're looking for. Oh my goodness, let's go. They were not happy to see that, I'll tell you what. They are not happy to see that, especially when they're tapped out. And we still got 2 Deadly Disputes in hand. This is going to be really good for us. Agadium's Awakening can hit for 3. And we get a Jadar. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're good. We're good. That Meat Hook Massacre just decimated our opponent here. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Not a bad little play there, my friend. I think I want to play this for 4 or 3. Nah, I think Jadar. Jadar's fine. Because then it leaves us the Deadly Dispute on the 2/2. So that's fine. Yeah, something's definitely wrong with my audio. Sorry if that's screwing with your guys' ears. It's screwing with mine, so. Let's hope there's no more Invoke Despairs here. right, meat hook for 2. I'd say that's pretty good value, and then we go right into the Agadeem's Awakening. Oh my gosh, really? We got literally every card of the land. That's silly. That is silliness, man. We might as well blow that up because we can't have them gaining life or pinging us for damage, especially when we're sitting at 10. They are going to get a land out of it, which hurts, but I think overall, I think we win in that trade. Excuse me. Another meat hook. That's pretty fun. Let's just double check, make sure I don't do this incorrectly. It's 3, right? Not a bad awakening, I'd say. Cycle this out. And Nixilis off the top. You love to see it because Nixilis is going to gain us that life that we need. And yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be great. Invoke Despair. We're going to draw a card off of that though, which is great. With the... Oh, yeah, we are. Okay. Nice. We get a backup Warlock class and another Nixilis. They've seen enough. They're like, yeah, okay, we get it. We get it. GG. All right, we gave our game a quick reset. Hopefully that'll help with the audio issues that we're having. It's weird. The game's cutting in and out. Kind of strange. Good start though to the new season. I'm telling you what, this deck is pretty juicy, man. Riveteer Charm. We got the Witness. This can work. This can work. All right, opponent's on some aggressive stuff. Opponent is playing aggressively, so it's gonna be probably a like just the Anvil deck, I'm sure. Yeah, pretty classic here. Meat Massacre could go pretty far away with us here. Yeah, we'll probably just get rid of this altogether as a just a cycle. So next turn we'll go for green. That way we can cast our charm. The charm though, what do we want to do with the charm? Graveyard exiling, no. I don't know if I'm gonna want to make them sacrifice their permanent. Depends. I mean, some of these artifacts can turn into creatures, and that could be useful. We are just getting nothing but lands at the moment though, so that feels pretty bad. Maybe we'll just use it to draw cards. We'll see. I don't know. We're getting flooded so hard right now. They're off to a slower start though, which is good. Ooh, Nixilis. I did not expect that. Oh, brother.
Families call me their adversary.
Feels bad, man. Okay, well, I don't think...
Pleasure doing business with you.
I don't think I'm going to use the charm to make them sacrifice anything. I'm going to draw cards here. I need better cards than what's in my hand. I need some solutions here. I've got none. Okay. Yeah, this is garbage. I'm drawing like garbage right now. But it's all good. I mean, we're getting there, I guess. Let's keep their loyalty low as we possibly can. Jadar's going to create us a little bit of power with the 2/2. Morbid Opportunist, obviously drawing a card every turn when a 2/2 dies is nice. Also Demigoth, Woe Eater, very big body. I'm just afraid that we're going to take too much damage too quickly.
Punishment is my entertainment.
I think discarding cards is fine because we have so much card draw. Wow, they hit us for 1 there. I mean, it's a lot of value for us though. We do get 2 witnesses that die, so a little bit of card selection here. We get our own meat hook and a woe eater. But they force us to play out of our comfort.
Some chaos.
If we meat hook for 1, we can get 1 damage through. Maybe it's just go Morbid Opportunist here, swing in with the 2/2. Obviously they block, but the zombie dies, so does the devil. And we get ourselves some card draw with the Morbid, and we'll probably just play... I don't know. I hate that we're basically losing all the cards we could have potentially played with this turn. Alright, Unlucky Witness comes down. We lose a Meat Hook Massacre, which could have been very helpful in this game. Nixilis is just driving me nuts right now. There's Kiki Jiki, Harvester. Yeah, where's the Meat Hook when you need it, huh?
Pleasure doing business with you.
Alright, they're out of a hand though. That's actually good. That's not terrible. Before I play a land here, actually, let's attack in here with the Unlucky Witness on one of these Nixilises. I'm sure they're going to block, because why wouldn't they just protect its loyalty? I mean, actually not blocking is also just as good. Alright, they give me the value. Love it. I love it. There's my value. I get 1 more land guaranteed here, plus whatever I draw into. Nice. Deadly Dispute. Deadly Dispute. Had we played the land there, we don't actually get the Deadly Dispute, so you gotta be careful with that. I almost, unfortunately, almost sent that away. So they're debating on whether or not to keep the 1 card they just drew, which means it's kind of good, but not exactly what they want. So I guess that's kind of good. They keep the card in hand though. Hopefully it's something to remove the Woe Eater. That'd be nice. That would be amazing, and I could just Deadly Dispute it. That's crazy good value. We get a card out of their hand, and we get to... Alright, we'll decline, and then we'll discard this.
Your punishment is my entertainment. Pleasure doing business.
Synthesizer. Alright. And followed by an anvil. That's pretty bad. They're gonna start creating these samurais, I would imagine. They can't attack into me though with the Woe Eater out here, so that's helpful. Come on, sacrifice the Harvester. That'd be great. Ah, but they do it on the Morbid. Don't like that. All right, fair enough. That means the Woe Eater is gonna need to get a Deadly Dispute treatment here. All right, so we're gonna gain a bit of life, which is nice. We're gonna draw a ton of cards, and we get some treasure. All of those things sound really nice to me. All right, Meat Hook Massacre for 2 just to get that off the field. Feels good, but they're gonna get the Kiki Jiki next turn, so maybe not. Maybe the play here is just to get a Vivian out and get a body out in front with the 4/4. Sorry about all the dog barks. All right, that's the play. Get the Vivian down. Vivian gets the 4/4 out, and then starting next turn, we can look to do some sacrificing stuff with Vivian.
But we're big.
I wonder if we sacrifice a token. You sacrifice a creature if you do search your library for a creature with a mana value equal to 1 plus the sacrificed creature's mana value, put it on the battlefield shuffle. Yeah, we can sacrifice tokens. That's good. Because then we can get down a, you know, a witness, which we only have 1 left. Only have 1 left. There's the Kiki Jiki. Both Ob Nixilises are both at 4 loyalty, so we got to be careful with that. They are 3 turns away from alting that. If we don't have a solution by then, though, we're probably dead anyways. So let's hope we can figure this out.
And you'll lose everything.
We'll take it. It's not great, but we'll take it.
Is my entertainment.
All right, those anvils are gonna populate. Yikes. Yikes. Only once a turn, right? Yes, only once per turn. So they can't get too crazy with those. Wonder what that last card they just drew is. All right, if they do sacrifice the synthesizer, that's pretty good, because then they obviously they're gonna ping us for damage, which is not ideal, but the more creatures the better, because we do want to Meat Hook on this next turn. Will we survive, man? That's the big question. Can we survive? Hit this for 2. Hit this for 2. We gain 4 off of this, but then they deal us 4 damage because their creatures die. So back to 9. Then we'll get down to Morbid Opportunist and maybe sacrificing the 4/4. That's not good. We're probably going to lose this game thanks to those anvils. Those anvils are doing absolute work on us. All right, what's our opponent up to here? All right, let's get in for the attack. Yeah, they're just too far ahead, I think. We're doing the best we can here, but I think we're a little too far behind. Man, opponent's taking a long time to decide what it is they're trying to do here. Wow. Voltaic Surge. So there will be no sacrificing for me here, but I still get to keep the 4/4 body, so it's not like the craziest bad trade you've ever made, you know? And I do have the Warlock class that can level up to 2 to get us a card, so we might have to just discard both the cards in our hand here because we cannot take any more damage.
Plead for mercy.
Have we already used our Awakening? We haven't. So if we hit an Awakening, that could be solid. Yeah, we could do it for 3. I'll take Surge. Yikes. They can't activate the Den. Looks like they're going to have to sacrifice their synthesizers finally. Long games, man. These JUND decks and these sacrifice decks are just so grindy. So grindy. But the anvils look like they got us on this one. I do think we could beat the anvil deck though pretty easily if we get the Meat Hook a little sooner and not allow all that life drain to take place. All right, let's see what we get here off the top of our deck. We didn't even see any of our Nixilis either. Like that would have been, this would have been so helpful way such a long time ago. I do actually love this here though, because we get the devil, which is going to gain us life. Hold on. Hold the phone here. Morbid Opportunist draws us a card, which could be pretty clutch. Ooh, okay.
One city will be easy.
Okay, so you're saying there's a chance. I love it.
My goons will make quick
2 life.
defy me, and you lose everything.
I needed to play that over the Riveteer Charm just because I need bodies to block and protect our Nixilis, because our Nixilis are going to be the key to us getting back in this game. Period. If they die, game over. If they can survive, we can get through this. It's gonna take a lot, but we can get through this.
Go sow some chaos. Your punishment
I need the charm.
is my
I need the charm. I might regret taking that damage though. We'll see. I didn't do the math on it, obviously. That's could bite me in the butt. They do have the alt on the Nixilis up top, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But man, this life gain from the obs are gonna be so helpful, man. Because I do think I have a much better late game than them. I really do, with my Warlock class going 3rd gear. And then if we find our mob boss, and we should have a much better end game than them. But the problem is they got their obs out way earlier than we did. Another ob. Oh, jeez. That's 2 more ob triggers. Oh, jeez, man. I'm gonna have to give up the Riveteer. Oh, man. That's not good. Does give us another card, though, thanks to our Morbid Opportunist. That's actually so helpful.
Run, Red. Go ahead. Plead.
All right, so we have a really tough decision to make here. Do we take the 2 life?
Your punishment is my entertainment.
No, because then they use their anvils for the victory. Their anvils could kill us. We're still in it, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in it.
Pleasure doing business by coin or carnage.
I like this. I like this a lot. Keep the card in hand for discard. We have 3 Nixilis to get through here. I don't think we're going to survive this turn, unfortunately, thanks to the anvils. The anvils are going to... Oh, you know what? I just realized they have an ob that's still alt worthy. Good chance that it alts on us here. Yeah, all they got to do is +1 ob and then alt the other one. That's good games. Well, we tried to fight back, man. We tried to fight back. We had a close game. It's not really that close, but it could have been. It could have been. Had we got the life gain going sooner, definitely could have been. I really hate losing those super long grindy games just because, you know, you go through all that work and then one of you guys has to walk away with an L after 20 minutes. So that feels pretty bad, but hopefully this last game here, we can get it in pretty quickly because we are running short on time. And I would like to have more than 3 games to sample from, so. All right, opening hand is a dud. Shoot. Gosh darn it. So weird seeing Triumphs back. This is much better. Yeah, it is just, it's so odd seeing the Triumphs being back in the game. It's cool how that happens though. Like cards go through their cycles and phases. All right, so we do have Jadar right into the Nixilis, which is pretty sweet, but we're going second against mono white. So unless I see a Meat Hook Massacre come off the top of our deck, I'm not going to feel very good about this game. Sure. Sure, make the Nixilis cost one more. We love that. Definitely getting down Jadar. Jadar's a good body to block the Usher the Fallen with. And then next turn, oh shoot, I was gonna say next turn we Ob, and then we can create a devil that could stop this, but we can't Ob because it cost more. Dude, Thalia's busted. Thalia's the most, I'd say Thalia's probably the most annoying card for me right now. Out there for sure. Just turned all my 3-drops into 4-drops, which completely shakes up the game here for me. Opponents playing mono white though, I can't imagine how much thinking they have to do, and we just went through such a long game. I'd like for them to try to go a little faster. All right, that does nothing really, so that's kind of nice. As far as like taxing me, it doesn't really do anything, so that's good. Easy trade for me there all day. Nice. That's a steal. That's a steal. That's a 1/3 body to block with. Thalia's not getting through that. We love it. We love it. Brutal Cathar. That would suck. That would suck. Nice. That's a good sign that there's no Cathar. And we get the Ob down, maybe? That would be so sweet, man. There's no way we're actually going to turn this around. Is there? Going second against mono white always feels like game over, especially when they get down their curve and it's the, you know, it's the Thalia curve. I might play the Charm here because I don't really have a great way to deal with Redain right now, and I can get better value out of Ob Nixilis next turn because it'll be a 3-drop as opposed to 4. So let's get the Riveteer down here, kill the Redain. Surprised we didn't see an Elite Spellbinder. Typically when they have Thalia, it's backed up with the Elite Spellbinder, and you hate to see that. Alright, I wonder where they're going to put this 1/1 counter. I think I personally would have put it on Thalia because then it would have allowed Thalia to attack in with Redain, and now they're getting absolutely destroyed because of that decision. You get to draw a card too. So fantastic. All right, we got him, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. Nixilis, come on down. And then we get an Unlucky Witness. Nice, we get a Vivian. Life gain is going to be key here, so creating a devil is very important, especially because it can kill things like the Luminarch, even if they put a 1/1 counter on it. So that's going to be huge. And then we get a Woe Eater down next turn, and Woe Eater can just sit there and act as a big fortified wall for us. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 5, 6. Okay, we're one short of being able to cast the Vivian. Oh, they're able to activate their land now. That feels bad. Kill the Ob. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Well, that is a problem. I won't lie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like that's not a problem. That's a problem.
Defy me, and you'll lose everything.
Gaining this life back though feels pretty solid. 4, and then I could play this. Okay, so we can play the Warlock class and we can get down the Woe Eater. It's pretty solid. It's pretty solid. No attacks. And what's nice about this too is that the Woe Eater sacrifices, you know, the devil. It kills the Luminarch if they want to continue putting these 1/1 counters on their, you know, flying land. Nice. Luminarch's dead. Or I could kill Thalia and bring this down. Interesting. I think I gotta kill the Luminarch. Another Nixilis. Ooh, hold on here. This opens the door for some shenanigans, that's for sure. Let's shoot, what do we do? Do we create the devil and then go here 2/2? Yeah, maybe that's what we do. All right, shenanigans are on the way though. Shenanigans are on the way. No blocks. And now we unleash the fury that is Nixilis and the Woe Eater combo, allowing us to ult the Nixilis very first turn if we so choose to do so. But I'm instead going to just plus it. And that right there is game. It's got to be game, right? I mean, what can they do? What can they do when we're sitting at 19 life total? Nothing, I don't think. And I know what you're thinking. They're at 7. I probably could have ulted, won the game, but no, they actually took 2 because I plussed. So they would have been at 2 if I had ulted the Nixilis. So, but they do have a 5/6 flying land that I can't block. That is kind of scary. Not really though. Not really. Nixilis is ban worthy, that's for sure. The card is nuts. Card is nuts. I'm glad I was able to play it though at least once. I don't know if we're gonna be playing it again. Maybe in a different style of deck. Maybe in like a Mardu Super Friends list. I have an idea, but we're definitely not going to continue playing it, and especially not in the way that everyone else is with the Asika's Chariot. I just think it's a little unfair and not fun. You know me, I like to play things that are a little more fun, a little less let's try to just do the broken thing that everyone's doing. Man, allergies just hit me hard. What are you going to take, my friend? You got 2 choices here. Both are pretty good cards, because if I Deadly Dispute my 1/1, I can kill your Thalia or your Elite Spellbinder. I can also ult my Nixilis. You lose the game. It really does not matter what you take here. You've lost the game already. It's GG's. All right, I think we might be getting the rope treatment here. We might need to make a quick edit. Unfortunately, our opponent's being extremely salty, but surprise, surprise, it's a mono white player. All right, and we're back, I think. All right, cool. They're going for it. They're going for it. There's the scoop. GG's. All right, we will wrap this video up now with some final thoughts on what we thought of the deck. We'll see you guys on the other side. Peace. That will conclude today's gameplay portion of the video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I do really appreciate that so much. And yeah, man, before I jump into this and talk about the things we liked about the deck and disliked or what we could change, I do want to say huge shout out to everyone who's made it this far, because it does go a long way on the channel. It helps push our videos out to more people when the algorithm sees this watch time. So thank you for all of your support and sticking here with us to the end. That being said, let's talk about the list a little bit. So I love it. I think this deck is really cool. It offers a lot of value, but I will say this. There are a lot of things out there right now that are, you know, they're growing extremely fast. How do I put this? So like, let's take Angels, for example. When Angels comes down and they drop their Giadara, I think is what the card's called. It starts to spit out Angels, and those Angels get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Meathook Massacre does not do a good job of dealing with those threats, right? So a little bit of spot removal can go a long way. As much as I like the charms in all of the colors, because they have so much versatility in how much they can do, I do think maybe cutting the charm out here and adding some spot removal, like good spot removal that's been tried and true, you know, maybe some Infernal Grasp, you can get a little bit more value out of that, because it can kill those early game threats that cause you headaches, right? You've got runes that are going to get, you know, a naturalist down, and then that naturalist is going to grow from things like the Visitor, and they're just, things are getting 1/1 counters like crazy these days. You got, you know, Luminarch doing its thing. So being able to spot remove something that's really big is kind of important, because a lot of times your Meat Hook Massacre just won't quite get there if the creatures get too big. So that is something to consider. You could also add in things like Burn Down the House, which could help with that. You know, you could get a little bit more sweeper action in the deck, which is pretty cool. But it does hit your own planeswalkers. Something I might actually consider putting in the deck that was in this deck prior to the Meat Hook Massacre was Culling Ritual. In some cases, this card is really, really good. Like I said, with runes and with angels, this card can hit a lot of different threats. And Luminarch, like I said, Luminarch can get so big that Meat Hook can't catch it. But then you just play something like a Culling Ritual and it's gone. And Culling Ritual gets you a lot of value with the ramp as well, but it doesn't get you any red mana, which can get you in a bit of a bind, which I've been in before. Some other cards to consider in this deck too that I had in the deck before was the Innkeeper as our 2-drop, as opposed to the Jadar. If you value the life gain and treasure a little bit more, you can go that route. I do think Jadar is a little bit better in my opinion, but that was in the deck. If you want to throw in a Ghast in place of the Witness, I will say that the hardest thing I had with this deck was the mana, and I tried to cut down on all the dual lands and put in double face lands because they are faster, and we do want to curve out on 1, 2, 3, 4. You want to curve out the best you can, and the Triumphs, as good as they are, they slow you down a bit, which kind of stinks. So you want to try to do a good job of keeping your mana going and being quick. The Shambling Ghast is a good way to do that. I do think the Woe Eater 2 is really, really fun and can win you a lot of games in a lot of different spots, which we've seen a bunch of times. But it is also one of those niche cards where if it gets stuck in your hand or on the battlefield with no other backup sources, this card can be pretty dead. As much as I love it and I really, really want it to be a good card and popular, you could probably cut this card too and throw in some other good stuff, maybe a better 4-drop in the slot. But ultimately, guys, that's all I've got to say about the deck. I'm rambling a little bit, but I did want to just pose all of those potential scenarios for you guys before I get out of here. And as always, leave the comments down below what you guys think of the deck, how you guys would change it to make it better. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. And lastly, before I hop out of here for good, this video is coming out on, which day is this? It's coming out tomorrow, so this will be out Sunday. We do have videos coming out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for sure, and then maybe Thursday, we'll see. But those next 3 videos will be coming out for sure. And then on Wednesday, we do have a live stream as well, so visit us at the live stream here on YouTube later that night. And yeah, before I get out of here, huge shout out to the Marty Mob. As always, guys, thank you so much for being part of the Marty Mob. Appreciate you guys so much. You guys are literally the cornerstone of this channel, and you keep this thing afloat. So thank you so much for your monthly memberships, guys. It does mean a lot to me, and I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are enjoying your memberships. And if you guys want to know more about the Marty Mob and how to become a member, you can hit the join button down below or the link in the description. But I'll leave you guys here with this deck, and I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow. Next time, peace.
Hit him 3 times like a hat trick. Yeah. The name is Swayze, no Patrick. If you play him, then it's tragic. Hit him with the mythic, yeah, that's magic. Yeah, MTG, that's what you'll see if you like and subscribe. Where's the upload, man? Man, all of the time. Coming with the best decks, this is the meta. This ain't cheap.